so the Queen comes to New Zealand. 12,000 miles from the motherland, she is not among strangers. She has come to her New Zealand home. Presented by the Governor-General, the Prime Minister and his wife, Mrs. Sydney Holland, pay their respects. It's the first time in history that a reigning monarch has visited these shores. Saluted by a guard of honor drawn from frigates in Auckland Harbour, the Queen is acclaimed by her people. HMNZS Philomel is the naval base at Devonport on the northern side of Auckland Harbour, where the Queen presents her colour. Here are memories of ships and men of the Royal New Zealand Navy who have served the Commonwealth well, in all waters from Jutland to the River Plate and the Pacific. From seaborne might to airborne power, and to the many who have inherited the traditions of the few. One pilot in every 12 at the Battle of Britain was a New Zealander. During 4 long years, there was never a month when less than 1,000 of our pilots were training in Canada.
On the River Waikato, my people prepare to welcome their royal guest. With raised paddles, they greet her in the Maori royal salute. Our sentinel warns of her coming, and in Arawa Park, we watch as she reaches the marae, our appointed meeting ground. She cannot cross it until first a ceremonial challenge has been made. This is our custom. The dart must be picked up as a sign of friendship. Now, the Queen is our guest. Queen Victoria gave us the flags. Now they fly for her great-great-granddaughter. Our bishop, the Bishop of Aotearoa, clothed the Queen in a feather cloak called a korowai. Now she is indeed our chief. She belongs to her Maori people.
It's a gala day for the capital. With all the gay colors of a summer throng to greet her, the Queen arrives to open Parliament. She is wearing her fabulous coronation gown. At Westminster, it is traditional that the sovereign has no right of direct entry into the lower house. In New Zealand, where there is now only a single chamber, the same custom applies. It is to the chamber of the former upper house that the Queen will summon members of the House of Representatives to appear before her. Obeying Her Majesty's order, Major Brian, Black Rod, backs away to call on the Speaker to lead members into the Queen's presence. The Prime Minister and the Leader of the Opposition take their places to right and left of the throne, Mr. Holland pausing before Her Majesty to present her with the text of the address in Parliament.
Honourable members of the House of Representatives, it is with a feeling of real satisfaction that I speak to you, the elected representatives of the people of New Zealand, as your Queen, and that I exercise my prerogative of opening the fourth session of this 30th Parliament. 100 years ago, when the people of New Zealand gained for themselves the right of responsible self-government, it would have required a prophetic imagination to have foreseen the possibility of the present occasion. But in these 100 years, New Zealand has grown to be a sovereign and mature state, while the ocean surrounding these bountiful islands has become a main highway in a world which has itself been transformed. I wish to express most sincerely my warm appreciation of the arrangements which my ministers have made for me to travel extensively and to meet my subjects in this country. I pray that the blessing of Almighty God will rest upon your counsels.
It's the end of a memorable occasion, particularly memorable since it's the first time the ancient ceremony has been recorded on film. At the Town Hall, the Queen carries out her first investiture in her New Zealand capital. The Chief Justice, the Honourable Harold Barraclough, is knighted for services to law and public bodies. He is one of 130 North Islanders rewarded for duties to the community. The Queen's departure for South Island leaves every city from Auckland to Wellington with a feeling of loss. The Royal Plane heads past Wellington towards Cook Strait, the 20-mile gap between the islands.
And so she comes to Dunedin, her other Edinburgh, and the packed thousands of us make no secret of our loyalty or emotion. How otherwise could we receive this daughter of a true Scotch mother, herself mother of a prince called Charlie, and the Duke of Edinburgh, mark you, father to the prince. In Forbury Park, our children await, and we have our own way of keeping them amused. Orderly lines, mark you, that's what we told them. But who could stop our bairns from paying personal tribute to their Queen? Ah, this is the children's hour. They sweep across the park like the blaveries in a Highland wind. It's a true gale of devotion which blows around them now. At Carisbrook Park, the combined pipe bands of Otago show what they can do. It's not only the kilts that make the high spots. Yvette Williams, for example, world's record holder for the women's long jump. Nothing could be more fitting for Her Majesty's last public engagement in New Zealand than the opening of the Royal Southland Agricultural Show in Invercargill. I can be cold when there's a southwesterly, but what a chance for the Queen to test the quality of warm New Zealand wool. How completely absorbed she is in the passing cavalcade. How readily she responds to the carefree spirit of her Southland people. The show demonstrates what the richness of farmlands mean to New Zealand, and the promise of our youngsters too. Ah, this could go on till the cows come home.
The Queen's memories of Southland will forever occupy a very special place. For here it is in the little township of Gore that 4-year-old Maureen Lines presents her bouquet, upside down. A right royal precedent which earns from the Queen the merriest laugh of her whole tour. The appointment of a keeper of royal upside-down bouquets may well be the subject of a future court circular. Now, alas, the time has come for the Queen to depart. Bluff Harbor is the port from which she sails. Aboard the little ships the people crowd to wish her Godspeed. In the company of her ministers she walks, she who has invested the crown with a personal quality that we could never have fully understood but for her presence among us. Acting for each one of us in his handshake, the Prime Minister. Sir Willoughby Norrie, Governor General. So we take our farewell of her, and loyalty, devotion, and pride become merged into one.
Now that the moment has come to leave, we do so with sorrow, but we also look forward to the day when we shall once more be able to visit your shores. May God bless New Zealand and watch over the destinies of her people.
12,000 miles she came to us to find home once more and welcome from loyal hearts. That is what New Zealand means to the Queen, and she to her New Zealand people.